Hey, hey, and welcome to another episode of Getting Random with Z.Singleton. I am super excited, y'all. Yeah, I say it every time because I'm excited about all my peoples. I'm sorry. And if you ain't feeling that way about your peoples, you may need to change them. So today, I have my girl here who is the CEO, the founder, the creator of Cosheba Cigars. Woo woo! Hey,
Hey,
so
everybody.
her name is Jamila, and we met each other about what? It's been about 2
It's been
years.
about 2 years, huh?
Two years ago, we were at a TG3. Some of y'all may know who they are. I'm sure everybody knows who they are.
Right.
TG3 party, and from there we have been chilling ever since. This is a good soul right here, y'all, and a hustler and a boss. I know some of y'all probably saw the episode where what was his name? Black
Ennis.
1619.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he gave me his whole name. We ain't gonna do that today. And he gave you a shout out.
Oh, I appreciate him so
So Black
much.
1619, y'all check his apparel out. Black Label 1619. You guys check his like you guys check his IG out. So I want to start off like this. What do we have in front of us?
I don't know. What do we have in front of us? That's an interesting question. I can answer that in so many ways. What type of answer are you looking for?
Well, I know that you are big in the cigar community, and
Hmm.
there are a lot of individuals out there who really enjoys cigars. Some I didn't even know until I see a picture. I'm like, "Oh, really? That's what you do? Okay, that's what I'm talking about." I feel like since knowing you, I've gotten more into the community and just have met so many real cool, relaxed people who come together and it's just chill.
Hmm.
It's just community and it's uniting as
Uniting
one.
as one. Yes, yes.
Everybody of all types, ages, different walks of life.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I remember when you brought up Cosheba Cigars to me and you were working on it
Hmm.
and it launched when?
October.
October.
October of 2023 was the official launch. Was not the official launch, but that's when the product was available and ready to go. My official launch is actually January 10th,
I'll be there to see that.
2024. But yes,
Yes.
my product is on the market now and it's being sold now and
Mhm.
all of that.
Yes, very nice. So
What do you
let's
want to
go
know?
ahead and give them an origin story about this is random. I apologize, y'all. This is random Friday, but I have to do a quick origin on Kashiba Cigars because it's boss. Like everything about her cigars tells a story. And I just feel like y'all need to hear it. And especially you cigar lovers out there, this is what you want to know. So here we go. And at the top of that, she a woman, a black woman. Like, come on now, let's
No,
go.
really.
Like, you got to support that.
Hmm. The
So,
origin, I think everybody has a story, and Koshiba is has nothing to do with money and everything to do about passion. It's a passion project for me.
mhm,
And I've been smoking cigars now for over 25 years. So, fun fact,
mhm.
Steve Harvey actually gave me my first cigar when I was 21 years old.
What? Oh, nice.
I had a
Okay.
family member who worked on the set of the Steve Harvey show.
Mhm,
And one day his security forgot to bring his cigars. And I was on my way to the set. And my aunt called me
mhm,
and she said, "Hey, I need you to pick up some cigars for Steve." And I'm
mhm,
like, "Okay, where and what?" And she, sent me the list and told me what to do.
mhm,
Picked up the cigars, brought them back to the set. And when I gave them to Steve, he reimbursed me. And by the way, he was super intimidating to me. I was just like, I was so scared to be around him. And he asked me, he said, "Hey, have you ever smoked one of these before?" And I said, "No." I said, "The only thing I know about cigars is that they smell bad."
Right.
And so he said, "No, not all cigars smell bad." He said, "A cigar is an experience." He said, "So I'm going
Mhm,
to gift you your first cigar." And he paid me, he reimbursed me, and he
mhm,
gave me my very first cigar, which was an Ashton cigar, Connecticut. I'll never
Okay.
forget it. A very light, mild smoke cigar.
Mhm.
And he said, "Do you even know what to do with that?" And I said, "No." So he showed me how to punch it. He showed me how to, what type of different cuts to use and how
Mhm.
to light it and
Mhm.
why you should use certain types of fire versus the other. And I had my first cigar then.
Wow.
And that cigar changed everything because what I thought a cigar was, that was in my head. I don't know where I got that story from that I made up in my head.
Right.
And I was in love from that point on.
I have to go back because it's just bugging me. You said a part in there was sounded just like him. I just
What part?
I just now I can't remember. I was like, I don't want to interrupt her, but it is
The
in
cigars
my
of
head.
experience. That
No, let me. I'm gonna give you your first cigar.
yeah, that's how he said it to me.
That's how.
And I'm sitting there looking like a deer in the headlights going, I don't even want to smoke this cigar, but I am because Steve Harvey is in front of me. I don't want to embarrass my aunt, so I'm going to take this puff. But it was nothing like I thought it was going to be. The cigar he actually chose for me, he purposely chose a cigar that was for someone who was a beginner, a Connecticut,
Mhm.
and a very light, mild smoke, which even though I am into more robust cigars now, that's a cigar I would choose to have in the morning with coffee. So I understood why he had it.
Right, right.
But yeah, it changed everything from that point on.
Let's see, and look where we are today.
25 years later, and I've been smoking for years. And, when you're a girl, and I shouldn't say a girl, a woman, because I started out as a girl, but as
Right.
a woman smoking cigars and being in that environment, the question is always, you're always going to have that question is, are you here to meet men
Mm.
or are you here because you really enjoy the community and the cigar?
I enjoy the community, the cigars, being with my
Correct.
girls, but
But
but it
most
doesn't hurt
times,
to see something cute though
it
sometimes.
doesn't. It doesn't. But I go there for the total opposite reason. I don't want
Right,
to be
right.
bothered. So I have to constantly explain or prove that I am not here for you. Like my corporate life, we used to hold a lot of our corporate meetings at cigar lounges, and I
Okay.
would often be the only female. So they would assume either I was the help or I worked there.
See, I just don't like that word.
And so when they would find out, no, all of those people are my staff,
Mhm, mhm.
then the respect will come. Once people respect that you're there for the real reason of enjoying the community and the cigar,
Mhm.
then all of that bias kind of goes away, right? In the beginning, though, it's
But
there.
how long does that take though?
Seconds. It only takes me a few minutes for you to first of all refer me to a very sweet, flavorful cigar that girls will like, and then I'm going to test your intelligence in a second, explain to you that's not what I like. I
Mhm.
want a Habano Oscuro that's from a Nicaraguan blend that's wrapped a certain way. What is that? And if you can't answer me, then I don't respect you, right? And so
Mm.
I'm going to quickly explain to you what type of cigar I like. But I can always tell that you're testing me when you refer me to the girly
Right, right.
tasting cigars. And that takes a few minutes for me to knock that down.
Well, the way you just explained it to me, I ain't got no questions. I know what I'm not. So I want to get to your cigars.
Mhm.
So they all have a name.
They do.
And what would be so for a beginner, what would be the cigar?
The First Lady 44, I blended that specifically for a beginner, right?
Mhm.
The reason why I have four blends is I remember when I was creating the recipes with my distributor, and the only blends I really cared about were the blends that I liked, right?
Mhm.
And he was
Mhm.
like, "Well, you can't do that. You have people that may not like what you like. You've been smoking a lot longer than most." I said, "Well, what if I create a blend that speaks to everyone's palate, from the beginner to to someone who's an aficionado?"
Right.
And the First Lady 44 was the one that I developed specifically for the beginner. She's very light. She's a mild Connecticut. Has a very like a cashew taste, but no strength to it.
Mhm.
It's not very strong. Great with a cup of coffee in the morning,
Mhm.
which this is the only time I would smoke that one.
Okay.
But it's great for a beginner smoker.
Okay. So we got 4 blends, you
Four
said.
blends.
So you've shared the first blend, so I
Hmm.
will most likely always be the first blend.
That's right.
And so what are the other 3?
So it goes from mild to medium, medium full to full body Maduro. Right, full
Okay.
body Maduro means it's very robust.
Okay.
So behind the First Lady 44 is the Madame St. Clair. Madame St. Clair. So she is a green label cigar. She's a torpedo box cut, mild, medium, I should say. She's a medium. She has a little bit of it's called Cuban Lajero in it that makes it a little bit spicy, but it's
Mhm.
not too spicy. So
Okay.
even a beginner could handle that cigar.
I like the idea of it being spicy.
Yes,
Like
it has
I
like
like pepper in my
when I
wine.
say spicy, it's a white pepper.
Okay.
It's a white
Oh,
pepper
okay, nice.
taste. And she's all of those three. The first three that I'm going to explain to you, they're 5 by 54, 5 inches, 54 gauge is the
Okay.
size. And the Madam is actually a favorite. Now that I've gotten them all out, people pretty much flock to the Homie Benin, which is the Maduro, and that Madam is like just that household universal one.
Okay.
Named after one of my favorite gangsters in Harlem.
I was gonna go there,
Her
but I was
original
waiting.
name is Victoria, but her gangster name in real life was Madame St. Clair, a Caribbean woman who came up in the 20s and the 30s, and she was the only woman of color to ever go up against one of the major gangsters named Dutch Schultz and win.
Mm,
That's a true story. And so I named my cigar after her because she later became a philanthropist and she left the gangster world. She turned her business over to someone else,
mhm.
and did a lot for the community. But she came up in a time where women didn't even have rights,
Right.
let alone she was able to run those streets in Harlem.
Come on, y'all.
Mhm.
Like, let's man, let's move on.
Let's move on. Now, I'm going to go back though, because if you don't know, First Lady 44, that is my rendition of my
Michelle
Michelle Obama. It's
Obama.
that's how I explain it, the mild one. And she's still alive. She's still here. Madame
Yes.
St. Clair is no longer with us, right? And
Right.
so I wanted to make sure I had one cigar that represented a female that's still with us.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
I love that. So now we're on to number 3,
Number
Glenn.
3, Griselda La Madrina. La Madrina means godmother in Spanish,
Mhm.
right? And Griselda, she too was a very successful gangster. And I'm not, please make no mistake, I'm not glorifying any of them being gangsters. I'm glorifying what they were able to do at a time
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
world where that wasn't being done.
Right.
Okay. She grossed $5 to $8 million a week. She also was one of the very few gangsters that wasn't born into being one. Right. There are a lot of
Mm.
female gangsters in that era that their fathers and their uncles, and she started from nothing.
Is she the one that tried to assassinate a president?
No.
Okay. All right.
But she did assassinate a few of her husbands. So well,
Well.
and what I loved about her was she just didn't budge. She commanded her respect and she received it. Now she had to pay for that, right? She did some time, and all of her children were in the business except for one who was still alive. And herself, she was later murdered after she was out of jail, and her a few of her children were as well.
Mhm.
But the part of her that I respected was that she did something in a time frame where women were not doing it.
Right.
It was unheard of. The
Mhm.
men in her time frame were respected. She was not. So she had
Mhm.
to fight a little bit harder,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So did Madame St. Clair. She had to fight a little bit harder to maintain that lifestyle and that respect,
Mhm.
right? And so the Griselda La Madrina is a spicy one that has about 3 strands of Cuban Lajero in it. It is a little bit stronger. It's a medium full. It
Mhm.
still has a Connecticut wrapper on it, but all of them are Nicaraguan based. And if you like that quick bite, you got that in
Mm.
Griselda.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the last one,
Mhm.
that is the Dahomey Benin. Dahomey is the original country of the slave trade. It's the first country to sell off slaves that to the European countries.
Mhm.
But Dahomey was also the only country in Africa that had an all-female tribe of soldiers. They were called the original Amazons.
Mhm.
And during that time, I want you to think about the slave trade when that was happening in that time
Right.
frame. Those women had the same rights as men. They had their own community. They were respected. Men had to bow down to them. And
Mhm.
this particular king had no other army but women.
This is kind of referring to I Am King.
Woman King.
Woman King.
Woman King was
There is
based
a
on a
I
true
Am King.
stories.
Woman
It is.
Woman
Yes,
King,
and the story
yes.
told was based on based on the last living Dahomey tribe member.
Mhm.
So the only difference is those women weren't allowed to procreate. They weren't allowed to marry. They weren't allowed to have children. So when that tribe died, everything died with it.
Mhm.
But they were one of the most feared tribes in the world because their skill set was second to none.
Mhm.
And what changed it was the gun. They didn't use guns at one point in time. By the time they learned how to use guns, they were being sold.
Right.
So it was too late. So that cigar was made specifically for me. It was blended. I don't care who doesn't like it, even though I'm learning that everyone loves that cigar. It
Mm.
is robust. It is a full body Maduro. It changes taste when you get to the middle of it, as most women do. It is the darkest cigar and
Mhm.
it's the biggest cigar.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
they all tell a story.
that's beautiful. Thank you for explaining
You're
that. I know you've
welcome.
been telling the story for the longest time, but thank you for coming on here and really breaking that down to the folks, and and I hope that they appreciate it, and I hope they can see the box. So, y'all, I was actually there for that photo shoot, and she killed it. Like, Cardi B, wait, I'm not even gonna say where the picture came from because I don't even want to go
We
there. But
can.
yeah, but Cardi B did it. But guess what? Cosheba Cigar, ow, and I'm.
Oh, come on. I can't even do
I
it.
can't do it either.
Oh, come
Look at I can.
on.
Oh,
There
you
it
just
is.
got it.
Boom. Last
Yeah,
time you get it.
I'm not even gonna try because I'ma just look like a fool. Like when I said I am king. So yeah, no. Yes. So we're gonna leave that alone. So all right, you guys. So you got a little bit of origin, you got a little bit of expertise in that too, because she was able to, she broke down the blends and everything to you. So, but it's random Friday. So we about to get into this whole topic right now. I'm excited because I like every single topic in the jar today.
Oh,
Why do I know it? Because of course I'm the creator, so of course I gotta know.
okay. What do
But
I do?
she don't know. So if you
Mm.
could pass me the jar,
Okay. I'm gonna pass you the jar.
and I'm gonna shake it up.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
This is my arm workout for the day, y'all.
Okay. I've shook some stuff
For
up
the single
before.
man, did you see how I shook that? No, I'm just joking. Grandma, forgive me.
Uh-oh. So I'm
All right,
picking.
and you picking.
Okay. I gotta open this up with my one
Yes.
hand.
Oh, okay. You know
Can you
what?
open it up for me?
I will open it up for you.
Please.
Yeah, because it's all stuck together, so no one.
Mm.
So it completely is secret. Okay.
I like secrets. Ooh, let me read it. How much harder does a woman have to work than a man does to be successful?
How did I know that one would get picked? There ain't no such thing as
Uh,
me not getting the one that I hope that they don't get.
are we in 10 minutes into this already? Can I start using profanity?
Oh
Okay,
yes, you
great.
can. Bow, bow,
So what I'm gonna
bow.
say is if you ain't fucking your way to the top, you ain't gotta work twice as hard. That's what I'm gonna say. Because that work is a little bit different. How much harder? It just depends on the industry. I work in the stock industry professionally, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like I have to do 3 times the work. But in the cigar world, there are not that many female cigar lines out there. There are cigar lounge owners that are women owned
Mhm.
or partnered with the man, but I can count on one hand how many legitimate female-owned cigar lines are out there. And when I say legitimate, that means you have your licensing in place, your LLCs. It's
Mhm.
an full operating business. And
Mhm.
so again, when you walk through the door, no matter how well you're dressed or how professional you are or how you speak, I feel like every time I walk through the door to speak to my cigar line, I'm naked when I'm doing it because that's the first thing that they see. They want to you're a woman, so
Right.
and so I have to constantly dress myself even though I'm fully dressed when
Right.
I'm explaining what my purpose is. And then once I'm fully dressed after that conversation or that interaction, then the respect comes.
So, it would that be the reason why you chose the picture that you did for
That is
your
exactly
case?
the reason why I chose the picture because no matter how I'm dressed or how I am covered or how I look or how I speak or how I explain myself, I got to get past the fact that when I'm initially greeting you or meeting the men in the environment, I'm naked to them. So since I'm naked, come see me in my birthday suit, and I'm gonna put you'll be undressed before me. So
Right.
that's how that goes. So
I
yes.
just I remember when I worked with children, and I was speaking with a coworker, and we were kind of going back and forth about like how the boys would act. And sometimes I had the respect of the boys. They saw me as unsexy or whatever.
Hmm.
And then other times it was like, oh. Um, and I remember him saying to me, they'll never respect you like they respect a man.
I don't know if I agree with that. I do agree with the fact that when you walk through the door, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Hmm.
But once you've taught them how to treat you, then I've gotten respect from men that I've watched not respect others. It's about what you command. I don't I think there's two types of women. There's a woman that's upset that you know you're going to get that kind of response from a man, so you want to change it. I'm not trying to change that. I know that that's what I'm going to get. And I'm
Hmm.
okay with that because I control the outcome.
Hmm.
So you will respect me by the time you spend 5 minutes with me,
Hmm.
but I expect you not to respect me until you do.
Right.
So as long as I expect that, I'm fine. It's I've never had a problem gaining that respect after interacting. So to be upset about not getting it when I walk through the door, that part doesn't exist in me. I
Right.
expect that. But by the time I'm done with you, we're, I expect you to fall in line.
Mm. So, what would you say for women who are trying to get that respect? Because I want to go back. I do agree with you. Like, I don't believe. Like, I was really upset at that
Mhm.
comment because at the end of the day, I know that every time I stepped in that building, the only thing that I ever wanted was respect,
Right.
and I gave respect to those kids. Like, I remember there were some people who'd be like cussing them out and everything,
A
but
man told you that? Use
yeah,
those words?
a man, yes, of
So
course,
he said the right thing, but he didn't say it correctly. What he meant was when you walk through the door, expect to not receive it until you command it. And so he's right. You won't get it
mm,
until you command it. The difference between us and them is most of them don't have to command it. It's just there.
it's just there. Yeah.
So once you command it though, it's there and it's beautiful. And it happens. It falls in line. I have never I have memberships at multiple lounges where I'm the only female. I expected to have to command that within the first, few minutes of interacting with them. They
Mhm.
are only going to treat me how I allow them to.
This
So
is
once
true.
I figure help them figure out where their place is, you know what they do? They stay there.
Mm. So for women who are, because I know you're a confident woman, and I know that you are, just like you said, you do it. For women who are working towards that, like what would you say they should do?
Understand that it's not a given.
Mm,
Because most women are expecting or want men to make it a given. There are some men where it is a given
right.
and love on them, right? And that's
Mm,
great.
mm,
But you have to understand that from the majority, it's not a given. So it's if you understand that, you won't waste your time trying to change that when you could be spending more time just trying to all you making sure that they understand where they stand with you.
right.
It's not my place to make you respect everybody else, but you will respect me.
Hmm.
And then hopefully you'll interact with more women like me and you'll practice that habit. But until you do, you got to deal with that with me.
Right. Yeah. I.
And you got to understand that most men will interact with women that don't require that. So then when they get around a woman that does require that, it's actually easier for them to fall in line because they only got to practice that with you.
So the one thing I remember, I told my I told my cousin this as a young girl, and this is about to just be random, but it goes all into it when we talk about respect and and the where you end up holding this to yourself right there, like that queen right there,
Mhm.
where you hold yourself. And I remember telling my cousin, I said, you know what? Bump all the females. You need to just have males as friends, and that's what you do. And my aunt got so mad at me for that
It was
comment.
a female cousin you
It
told
was a
that to?
female cousin I told that
Why
to.
did you tell her that?
Because the reality that I realized, and I'll even state it to today, is that when you do not sexualize your relationships with males,
Mhm.
they have the utmost
It's
respect
true.
for you.
It's my superpower. It really is because I have amazing female relationships. So
Mhm.
make no mistake, I have some phenomenal women in my life, but I have some phenomenal men in my life.
Right.
And the way that they have stayed in my life is because I never sexualized my relationship with them.
Exactly. So maybe
And
I do got it.
and
I
that's
just
if
not
women
using it.
understood that that's how easy it is.
Mhm.
By me saying that, that doesn't mean they didn't try.
Right.
They
Oh
can
yeah.
only do what I let them do.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so I don't. If I do business with you, I don't shit.
Where
I
I
don't
eat.
eat where I eat at
Mhm.
all. And
Mhm.
so if I do business with you, we probably will never ever go there ever. In my 25 years of my corporate environment, I would never date someone I work with. I wouldn't even interact with them on that level. You know why? Because I expect to be their boss one day,
Right.
even if
Oh.
I'm not. I expect it. I know I one day you're going to report to me, and if you're not going to report to me, you're going to report to somebody that does. Therefore,
Right.
I never, ever, ever will date somebody I've never in my 25 years ever.
Girl, I love your energy because I'm telling you, I had to learn definitely the hard way of that
Mhm.
because I definitely
Had
shitted.
many
I
opportunities.
definitely ate
People
where
in
I
my
shitted.
equal position, even in my
Mhm.
leadership roles, I've had opportunities to do that.
Mhm.
It is a no. I might have to fire you one day. I might have
Right.
to impact your livelihood, and I need you to believe me when I do it that it doesn't have anything to do with you personally. But
Mhm.
if we date, you will always believe that it does.
Well, I think that's something that the ladies definitely should take into consideration in the way how they process that. And you got another rule?
If you are a part of my money, you can never be a part of my honey. I'm telling you, ladies, and that it practice it. And the men who identify themselves as okay, I will help you if you do this for me, never give it up, and they will help you forever. It works.
Girl, I can honestly say yes. I agree with you. I have definitely had many I have really good friends. Like I know that I can call today and say, "Hey, I need
Yeah,
your help for something," or "Hey, can you do this for me?" And they are comfortable coming. Their girlfriends, their wives are like, "Oh, okay,
that's right.
it's just her,"
That's right.
and that's it.
As a
And
matter of fact, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, out of respect, I'm going to befriend her so that she could be a part of that situation because I don't want anybody to misunderstand, and that allows the relationship to be right.
correct, yes,
It's just etiquette. Etiquette is different. I'm learning so many things about etiquette and how many people don't have it. But etiquette is everything, and you have to restrain yourself. There are times where I've met men where I'm like, "Oof, yeah, I like you. I could totally do all of that."
right.
But his value is so much more than what I'm seeing on the physical or what I may want to do with him
Hmm.
that I will sacrifice that because that means I get to have you in my life forever
Right. Yeah, you
this
got to
way.
pick. You got
And
to pick.
and I'm gonna let you know, hey, I felt that way about you, but I'm never gonna allow it to happen. You know what that's gonna do? It's gonna make him work harder, and then he's gonna eventually realize he can never get there. But then you've established such a great relationship. It works. It
I ain't,
balances out.
I ain't had to deal with that.
Yeah, it
Like,
works.
because I think from the beginning, I can look at a person and say, you know what, that's gonna be my friend. Like that
Hmm.
is all it's gonna be, nothing more. And I like the fact of when they do introduce me to the girlfriends because you're
No, I'm
not
not talking
hiding
about the men that
something.
have girlfriends, by the way. That's why I say I like them. No, I'm talking about the single ones.
Oh, okay.
The ones
Ooh,
that
I'm glad you
if you have a girlfriend or a wife, I don't like you, period. Like
Right,
there's nothing you
right,
can do
right.
to make me want to enjoy your company in a slick way that doesn't include your other half. Period. What I'm saying is there are men in my career and in my path that I've met that I have been attracted to, that I've liked,
Mhm.
and they're single,
Mhm.
and but I knew their value to me from a business standpoint and from other ways was more, and their friendship was more valuable than going to the relationship side. So I cut it off. I won't allow that to happen
Okay. All right.
because and those men have been in my life 15, 20 years. I've watched them do multiple relationships and be like, damn, I dodged a bullet anyway. This is great. You
Oh,
need
girl,
some
I
help?
thought
Pass
that
the salt.
too. I'll sit there and I'll come for you as a
Mhm.
friend. Oh,
I'm telling
dog, you
you,
need a beer? Come on
sometimes
over.
that
Let's
gives you
just
the
get
eyes
this
you
done.
need to get past what you like. Sometimes what you like is so blinding that you thank God I saw other value in you because you're trash anyway. I'd never date you.
Right. All right. This is completely random.
Okay, what's random? Let's go.
How about when you actually have friends within your group of friends? I have made that mistake.
Friends, male
A
friends,
male friends within your female, like you guys are all
friends
friends.
with that. It's a no.
It's and you know what?
It's a
I
no.
made that mistake
It's a no.
one good time. One good
That's a no.
one good time.
Because you know
And I
what you do, you alter
realized
everybody else's relationship when you go there. And so if I feel like my interaction with you is going to alter the relationship with the people that I care about for
mhm,
you and me, it's
mhm,
a no.
right. And it was just ugly. Like it
People
was
start choosing
fine.
sides. It gets
Right, people are
stupid.
choosing
Mm-mm.
sides. They're more you they don't even really know the situation. And the thing about it, they won't
Mm-mm.
ask you. They're gonna talk to that
Mm-hmm.
person, and that person gives them their
They
point of
shouldn't be
view.
asking anybody. That's the thing. And so when
Well,
you
no
are
one
in
should
a
be saying
situation where
nothing.
everybody's friends, people
Hmm.
feel comfortable enough to do that. And that's why it's a no. It's a no.
It's a no. And then okay, I got one more for you.
Mm.
Why do guys
Uh-oh, you asking me? I've been I don't know
look
why they
at
do anything.
look at why okay.
I'm not
I
one,
could ask the
so
producer just Dave,
mm,
but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But
I've
Dave,
been
you
here
are
for a
in the
little bit
room.
though. I've been in two 15-year relationships, so go ahead, ask me.
Being introduced. So that's another no-no to me now.
Being introduced by what?
Being introduced by a friend of
It's
somebody.
a hell to the no.
And on top of that, but then we gotta look at sometimes we're not introduced. We end up finding ourselves walking into it and we're like, oh, they're fine. Let me
Hmm.
go ahead. But again, that's a part of that is your
Well,
friend's
if
friend.
I'm in an environment and I've been in environments where I know that there are male friends that I have that I think, oh, my friend would really like him.
Uh-huh.
All I'm doing is introducing you. I'm not introducing you with the attitude of you should date him. If y'all fit, it has to happen
Jamila.
authentically.
Jamila.
What? That happened
There
one
is
time.
a
I'm not
part
gonna do that. I won't do it again.
but look it. There is always a part of somebody when you are sitting there both like, oh hey, me such and such. There is a part of you that's probably like,
Mhm.
oh, maybe
But no,
they'll
but I
connect.
no, if they do, because I stay out of it. So if y'all
Uh-huh.
do, it's none of my business and don't include me. Right. However, like there's somebody right now that I want to introduce you to. Right now, right? Because I talked to him and I was like, ooh, you know what? I hope they meet authentically. I'm gonna make sure they're in the environment to meet authentically. And if they like each other, great. If they don't, okay, great. But if I could just create the environment, fine. But you guys got to cultivate the energy. What I won't do is you should date her and he should date you. Talk.
Right. Right.
No.
So the only thing that I have the X on that for is because at the end of the day, somehow there's an expectation that you will respect me just because I know how much you respect my friend or how much you respect my cousin or do you get what I'm saying? Does it make
Well,
sense?
it depends on that there's some no, because there's different dynamics in that. For example, you are my closer friend than that person. So they can't hold me to that. They can't hold me to that.
Right, but I'm
Like, what
saying
you
like in the
doing,
sense
bro?
of the person, like so
No.
say okay, let's just name the individual.
Nope.
No, not name, not name. I
Oh.
mean like just give them a name. Let's give them
Okay, let's say
Donovan.
okay, let's say it's John.
John Donovan.
Okay.
Donovan John.
Yeah.
John JD.
JD.
There we go. Ow!
Ow.
Okay. So JD is your friend.
My associate.
You're okay. We gonna play this though.
Okay.
Like JD is your friend.
Mhm.
I'm your friend.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, he's cute. Oh, you know what? He knows that I'm friends with Jamila. So hey, is that means oh maybe he'll give me the respect
No.
that
No.
of like, oh,
Don't think
well
like that.
they're friends.
Why would you
So
think like that?
you know, and I respect the shit out of Jamila. And so I would never want to do anything.
That's the story you told yourself. Let me tell you something. He respects Jamila a certain way because he doesn't fuck Jamila. You understand?
Yes.
So he has to respect me in that box. The answer to that question is no.
Mm.
It's actually completely different.
Oh yeah, it's completely
Completely
different.
different.
I've seen it.
He's just a friend. He got to respect me within the boundaries that I created. What y'all about to start doing is a little different.
Right.
You understand? So, and I don't. When I say it's a no, meaning if you meet someone that I know and have a respect for both of y'all, you can't include me in y'all bullshit because I have respect for both of y'all.
Right. And I
And
wouldn't do
so I
that.
would, but I've been so great at that in the sense where I never get involved because that's backfired on me so many times to the point in years ago that I don't even let it go there. If you fuck with him, that's your business. If you mess with her, that's your business. But if you neither one of you ask me what I thought, it's your business.
Right. Right.
Now, if you had asked me before messing with him, I might say, "Hey, he's this, he's that, he's this," right? And I will tell him, "Hey, I told her who you were," because I have a responsibility to tell him that too. Same thing with him. I'll say, "Oh no, she's good, she's it," or "No, you may not want to." If I do that, I'm gonna make sure don't. I let y'all know it is what it is. If you do it anyway, that's none of my
That's your
business.
choice
It's your
because you're a
choice.
grown person. So yeah, I've
But
been
I
there
won't do
too.
the plugging. You meet her, y'all go on a date. No, I won't do that.
And
But there are times where I observe, like I'm observing with this person. I'm like,
X.
I think you would really like them, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Oh no, it's
I
fine.
wouldn't, because that would be bridging the gap. I'm not going to bridge the gap, but I know for a fact that y'all would like each other.
I've seen this person before.
Maybe no, you haven't. You haven't.
Oh.
They've seen you in my pictures.
Oh, they asked about me.
Mm-hmm.
Ask about me. Say ask about me.
You better ask about me, nigga. Ask about me. I'm a hustler. Okay, I see. I went there. I'm sorry.
That's where I was
like
going
Cassidy.
with it. I was going there. That's exactly where I was going with that. So you felt me.
Yes, they did. But I'm just saying, it is what it is.
So okay, so let's go to something else. I want to go to asking you just being in the corporate world, being a CEO. Um, I know other things for you too. Uh, what's your self care? Well, how do you keep yourself pushing through everything?
Because I think my corporate world started when I became a single mother. My mindset was if I don't work, we don't eat. And whether I'm getting help or assistance from my son's father or not, I have a responsibility to provide a certain lifestyle for my son. So therefore, the corporate world facilitated that. And so my attitude was it had to be done regardless. Right? There's no waiver. There's no bending for that. And so my self-care is knowing that I provided what I was supposed to provide for my son. Now that he's an adult, my self-care is providing what I need to provide for me. And that's my self-care.
But what you do for fun and stuff? I know you smoke cigars and have coffee.
What do I do for fun? Whatever the fuck I want to do. That's what I do for fun. So it's very clear. So if I work hard, I must play hard as much as I work. There has to be a balance. So
Right.
if I don't feel like work has paid off, I don't deserve to play. I do that to myself. So if you see me stop playing, that means work ain't paying off the way that I need it to be.
Right.
And that means I need to work more. But once I put myself in a position where I have accomplished or exceeded certain quarterly goals that I set for myself, then I do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
And whatever that quantifies to, I know exactly how to map that out.
Right.
So that's self-care to me. It's not being limited and deciding to do what's in my means. I
Mhm.
must feel like I can do what the fuck I want to do, whatever that is. And
Right.
that's rewarding to me. It could be a massage, it could be a day on the beach, it could be go to New York, it could be go to south of France. Whatever that is, I need to accomplish that. So that's how I reward that's self-care for me.
That's what's up. So I want to thank you for joining me for this last half hour, 40 minutes, 45. I don't know. It just happened. So, and bringing your line here, your cigar
Thank you
line,
for having me.
of course. And where can folks get a hold of you?
Absolutely. There's many ways, but the best way is at Cosheba Cigars on Instagram.
Hmm.
Also, my website is koshebacigars.com where you can purchase orders there. I'm running a holiday special right now.
Hmm.
I'm giving a $50 discount for bulk orders. So if you order 10 cigars, you get $50 off and you get them for $100.
Hmm.
I also have a holiday special running buy 4 cigars and get one free. So right now, I want to make sure I give back a little bit during these holidays,
Hmm.
and you can find me on both of those platforms.
Okay. And do you do something on Mondays?
I do. So I am at Laugh on Mondays at Sunset Rooftop, hosted by Troy Rawlings, and I am the only cigar vendor there. It's a very cigar friendly, smoke friendly environment because it's outdoors on a rooftop. Free comedy. It doesn't cost you anything to be there,
Hmm.
but you can come there and laugh and be around great people and have a stick with me.
Sounds like a Monday
See?
that I would
It's a
want to
great
do.
Monday night.
If you ain't got kids to put to bed, or you can put the kids to bed and then, take off real quick and just mommy sleeping, stay in your
And
bed.
it's not a late night. It
It's
starts at 8:30 and ends at 10:30. It's a good time frame.
who go to bed at 10:30? Well, I want again, I thank you. I appreciate you, love you
I love you
completely.
more.
And I just want to say thank you all for joining us again. Random Friday, Origin Friday, Expertise Friday. It kind of had all those mixed up together, but it's all good. And you know what? Till next time, please subscribe. Please give me your info. Let me know what you feel about not your info. I don't want to know your name, your number, and all that other stuff. But let me know what you think about the episodes so that I can give you feedback. You give me feedback and I'll answer you because I appreciate all feedback. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Friday, 12 p.m. YouTube. Getting random with Z Singleton. Stay random.